Have you ever wondered in a quiet, curious moment what actually happens to our bodies after we die? It's a question that touches on biology, nature, and the very cycle of life itself. It might sound a bit grim, but it's actually a fascinating and completely natural process. So today, let's explore the science behind what happens to the human body when our time is up, from the first few moments to the final return to nature. The journey begins the very second the heart stops beating. This moment is clinically defined as death. Without the heart pumping, blood circulation ceases almost instantly. The blood, no longer pushed around, starts to settle in the lowest parts of the body due to gravity. This is called livor mortis or postmortem staining, and it is why a body might have a purplish-red discoloration on the side it's lying on. It usually starts to become noticeable within an hour and becomes fixed after about 8 to 12 hours. At the same time, the body begins to lose heat. This process is called algor mortis. A living human body maintains a constant temperature of around 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, or 37 degrees Celsius. After death, with no metabolic processes generating heat, the body slowly cools down to match the temperature of its surroundings. Forensic experts can even use this temperature drop to help estimate the time of death, as the body typically cools at a rate of about 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit per hour for the first 12 hours. Within a few hours, another well-known change begins: rigor mortis. You've probably heard of this one. It's the stiffening of the muscles and joints. This happens because the cells in our muscles need energy, in the form of a molecule called ATP, to both contract and relax. After death, the body stops producing ATP. Without this energy source, the muscle fibers become locked in a contracted state, causing the body to become stiff. Rigor mortis usually starts in the smaller muscles, like those in the face and neck, within 2 to 6 hours, and then spreads to the rest of the body. This stiffness is temporary, though. It peaks at around 12 hours, and then gradually disappears over the next 2 to 3 days as the muscle tissues themselves begin to break down. So we have the blood settling, the body cooling, and the muscles stiffening. But this is just the beginning of a much larger process: decomposition. And it all starts from within. Our bodies are home to trillions of microorganisms, especially in our digestive system. While we're alive, our immune system keeps them in check. But after death, with the immune system shut down, these bacteria are free to go wherever they please. They begin to break down the cells and tissues of the organs they inhabit, a process called autolysis, or self-digestion. The cells themselves also start to rupture, releasing enzymes that further accelerate the breakdown of surrounding tissues. The bacteria in the gut, particularly in the large intestine, are the main drivers of this internal decomposition. They start by digesting the intestines and then move on to other nearby organs. As they do this, they produce various gases such as methane, hydrogen sulfide, and ammonia. This is what causes the body to bloat in the early stages of decomposition. That distinct and unpleasant odor associated with decay is also largely due to these gases, particularly hydrogen sulfide, which has a rotten egg smell. The buildup of gas can also cause a greenish discoloration on the abdomen, usually visible within a day or two. As this internal process unfolds, the external environment also starts to play its part. If the body is exposed to the elements, it becomes a new, resource-rich ecosystem. The odors produced by the bacteria act as a powerful signal to a host of other organisms, especially insects. Blowflies are often the first to arrive, sometimes within minutes of death. They are attracted to the moisture and odors, and they lay their eggs in natural body openings like the mouth, nose, and eyes, as well as in any open wounds. These eggs hatch into larvae, which you might know as maggots. Now, maggots have a bad reputation, but they are nature's ultimate cleanup crew. They feed on the decaying soft tissues, and their digestive processes actually help to speed up decomposition significantly. Forensic entomologists, scientists who study insects, can analyze the type and developmental stage of the insects found on a body to get another clue about the time of death, sometimes with remarkable accuracy. As the maggots and bacteria continue their work, the body goes through several distinct stages of decay. After the initial bloating, the pressure from the internal gases eventually causes the skin to rupture, releasing the gases and fluids. This stage is known as active decay. During this time, the body loses the most mass. The strong odors will attract more insects, as well as scavengers like birds or other animals if the body is outdoors. The area around the body can also change as the fluids released create what's called a decomposition island, enriching the soil with nutrients. Eventually, most of the soft tissue is consumed. What's left enters a stage called advanced decay. The insect activity decreases as the food source becomes scarce. The body is now mostly reduced to cartilage, hair, and bones. The final stage is the skeletonization, or the dry remains stage. All that is left are the bones, and maybe some dried skin or cartilage, but even the skeleton is not permanent. Over a very long period of time, depending on environmental factors like soil acidity and moisture, the bones themselves will also break down. They'll slowly crumble and be weathered away, eventually turning into dust and releasing their minerals, like calcium and phosphorus, back into the soil. From a single cell to a complex organism, our bodies are an incredible assembly of elements borrowed from the earth. And after we die, this process of decomposition is simply nature's way of reclaiming those elements. The carbon, nitrogen, and minerals that once made up our muscles, bones, and organs are returned to the soil, where they can nourish new life, a plant, a tree, or the microorganisms that live in the earth. In a very real, scientific sense, our bodies are recycled. We become part of the ongoing, beautiful, and endless cycle of life on this planet. It's a powerful thought, isn't it? That even in death, our physical forms continue to participate in the grand, interconnected web of existence. Understanding this process demystifies it, taking away some of the fear and replacing it with a sense of awe for the natural world and our place within it. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration today. It's a topic that can be a bit heavy, but I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the amazing world around us and within us, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.